regarding his own sense of being a federal judge overseeing Detroit Public Schools and its actually first state-sponsored resegregation following the Milliken versus Bradley decision and the Roth decisions that many of us remember from the schools being desegregated. I would ask that we continue to question Judge Rhodes, if not on the legality, on the morality of his decision, as well as Superintendent Merriweather, who's actually taken a position to oversee a separate and unequal school district. I think all of the people who are being paid by the emergency manager bureaucracy really need to be called to account for that, for the money that they make as contractors or whatever it is that they're doing. We do understand that the teachers are in a very difficult position. We do hope that we get a law firm to represent the parents on a Brown v. Kansas case, and it will probably be easier now that they have actually legislated separate credentials for Detroit only. As we move toward a statewide takeover, we do understand that there are districts across the state that have been dissolved. Romulus, is it Romulus? Inkster has been dissolved, Buena Vista, Highland Park, and now Detroit. And these all clearly show a pattern of racial discrimination in school boards, school districts being dissolved. And the damage that it does to children who are forced into districts where they are not wanted has been documented well up in the Bridgeport, Saginaw area, where children are being asked to stand outside and being punished and by teachers who really are not accustomed to taking black children into their district. So as we move forward, we're going to have to ask for parents to really be vigilant and sue the state on the issue of separate and unequal education being now legal, being now brought into law by the Michigan Legislature. So the issue of Brown v. Kansas, I believe, is actually more possible now than it has been in the past. We couldn't get anybody to take our case, but we have such clear separate and unequal practices being legislated now that it should be more possible, and I don't think that we'll have a difficult time with that case. Maybe Tom Blakely wants to add something to that.
Well, I think I agree with that. I was very impressed by your earlier comments in that regard, and that's really what it is. It's not only separate, but it's unequal education. Judge Marshall, or Justice Marshall, in his dissent on Bradley versus Milliken pointed that out quite clearly, and he talked about that decision taking a giant step backward away from Brown, and he predicted the kind of situation that we're in today in 1974. So I think that there's a bunch of case law in support of what you have said tonight.
The other thing I want to add to that is that if you look at the age and the demographic of our parents in the district right now, they don't remember. They were too young or not born yet when schools were desegregated. So after white flight, after the dismantling of public education through the tax base, most of the people that we have in the schools now have never seen it any other way. So we're talking to people who really don't have a context for separate and unequal. This has been like them for a long time for them. So it's up to us as elders to really pursue this and not discourage or bash parents for not being involved as they should. The parents that we have weren't even there and have no idea what it is that has been lost. So I want to really remind, when you look at the elders and those of us who are around waging this battle, it's because we were there and we remember. But we have to really, we have to remind our students and our parents.
Next item is the